Today, I want to talk about a statement that is repeated 3 times in the Bible. It is first stated in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. It says, "The righteous shall live by faith." Then it is repeated in the New Testament in the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 17. And it is also in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 38. And this verse must be very significant for it to be repeated 3 times. And perhaps to appreciate its significance, one needs to understand the context in which it was stated, because it was God who was telling Habakkuk that the righteous shall live by faith. But when you read in the book of Habakkuk chapter 1, there is a conversation that is ongoing. At the beginning, Habakkuk is accusing God of being unattentive to what he is asking of him. He is praying. He says, "I've been talking to you about the violence that is taking place in the country, and you're doing nothing. You seem to just be looking away from me." Then God speaks to Habakkuk, and he tells Habakkuk, "I am doing something, and if you are told, you would not even believe it. And I am raising the Babylonians." And then God gives the CV of the Babylonians. He says how terrible they are. Habakkuk is blasted away because he starts asking God, "Aren't you a righteous God? A God who does what is right and you do not look at injustice? How can you raise the Babylonians, who are a terrible people? You have even said that they are like ravenous wolves, evening wolves that are hungry, that will tear. And you want to use them to punish those who are even better than them." All of a sudden, Habakkuk seems to see the people that he has been complaining about as if they were better. And therefore, he's telling God, you can't do this. But he finally says, after he has made his plea, in chapter 2, verse 1, "I will take my rest and I will wait and see what God will respond, or what God will say in response to my complaint." And so in chapter 2, God is responding to Habakkuk. And he tells him in verse 4, "See, the enemy is puffed up. His desires are not upright." In other words, God is speaking about the Babylonians, that they are a proud people. Puffed up means they are proud, they are arrogant. And he will go on to talk about how terrible they are, how they sacrifice to their weapons of mass destruction, how they just think they are unconquerable, but they will be defeated. But while that is happening, God has not changed his plan to use them. And it is in that context that he tells Habakkuk, "But the righteous person will live by his faithfulness," or he will live by faith. And that is to say, sometimes we go through hard situations, difficult situations, and God is not oblivious of that fact. But he is telling us, if you are righteous, if you are a man or a woman that puts his trust in God, you will not die. You will live. God will watch over you, and he will ensure that you are preserved in the midst of adversity. And this gives us hope as believers, those who put our trust in God. Things may go wrong. Right now, there are many things that are going wrong in our country. But there is hope for the people of God, because God has committed himself to ensure that the righteous continue living and being provided for. So if you're one of those people that have been wondering, what will I do? Trust in God. He will watch over you. He has your back, and it shall be well. Like Isaiah said in chapter 3, verse 10, "Tell the righteous, it shall be well." And I am here to tell you, God says it shall be well. And therefore, it shall be well. We will live we will see the destruction of the enemy, the Babylonians that are against the good of God's people. May God help you as you think about this. If it is a blessing, share it with somebody else and have a great time of waiting on God.